We got to start with our NBA draft recap. It was a good one. We're not sure about these guys. There's going to be a lot of busts. There's going to be a lot of guys we're never going to talk about again in this lottery, Max. Let's look at the top real quick. 3 of the top 6 picks were from France.
Mm.
3 of the top 6 picks were from France. This is the first time a country outside of the U.S. has had 3 top 10 picks. They also had the 25th pick, Dadier. Pacome Dadier. So they had 3. This is the first time a country outside the U.S. had 3 top 10 picks. France, they're coming. Looking at that national team: Evan Fournier, Killian Hayes,
Mm.
Theo Maledon, Frank Tilikina. They got a couple. They got a couple guys. Nick Batum. They got a couple guys. So look out. Risa Shea and Sar. But this draft was also the third time that the first 2 picks in the draft had no college experience. Zachary Risa and Alex Sar, both being from France, no college experience. This is the third time the first 2 picks have had no college experience. 2001, Kwame Brown and Tyson Chandler. Remember Kwame? Michael Jordan picked him with the Wizards. And then 2003, LeBron and Darko Milicic. They both had no college experience. Last nugget. We had 6 lottery picks this year without any college experience. That is tied for the most in a single lottery all time. A lot of guys we don't know about. G League, overseas. Let's run through the lottery real quick. We both got the top 2 picks correct. The Hawks took Zachary Risa from France, and then the Wizards took Alex Sarr from France. Anything on those 2 guys fitting with their new teams? 19 years old, both of them.
Hey, that's what we both projected. We knew that was going to happen, especially with their size. I think it's a good fit for them. But again, I don't know much about these guys. I didn't see much about them. I mean, the videos that you do look up, you're like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
you don't know.
yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, it's nothing. Yeah, definitely not jumping out of my seat, but I understand. I understand the pick, and they definitely have some talent. So that's really all I got to say about these guys because I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
The Rockets sitting there at number 3. A lot of trade talk. They stayed put. They took Reed Shepherd. Max, I think this is crazy. Reed Shepherd was the 5th ranked player in Kentucky's recruiting class last season. He
Wow.
was the 5th ranked player in his own recruiting class at Kentucky last season. He goes number 3 in the draft. Spurs take another guard in Stephon Castle from the defending champion UConn Huskies. Anything you got for me on those 2 guards?
Reed Shepard looks great. It didn't. I don't know. I think he slides into that starting role immediately at the shooting guard position. Who's the other guy? Jalen Green? Am I speaking
Jalen
correctly?
Green, Fred VanVleet, Amen Thompson.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think he can slide right in there because he's a smart basketball player, man. He makes good decisions. He creates plays. So I think that's a pretty fun pick. I don't know, but what is he? 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'2", 6'3". Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if it ends up being a bust or not. But I do like Reed Shepard. I think he's a very smart IQ basketball player. You like to see that on the court. And then Stephon Castle, champion going to the San Antonio Spurs. Hey, I said the Spurs should take Dalton Knecht at that pick because of a guy that has the experience, but they're going for youth. That's what a lot of teams go for in these drafts. They're going for youth, going for the long run. I don't know too much about Stephon Castle. Other than he played well. He played well at UConn, but he wasn't the big name at UConn. Okay, it was Tristan Newton and Clingan, right? It wasn't Castle. So, yeah. What do you got, Cole Breezy?
Castle was definitely that lockdown guy on the perimeter for UConn last year. He led all Big East freshmen in points, rebounds, and assists, I believe. But yeah, I really like Reed Shepherd, his athleticism, 42-inch max vertical. So potential there for both guys. Potential. At number 5, the Pistons. Surprise! This is where the mocks went crazy. This is where we lost our mocks. First surprise of the draft, the Pistons took Ron Holland out of the G League, 18 years old. This is the 3rd player to be drafted in the top 5 from the G League, along with Scoop Henderson last year and Jalen Green. This is the Pistons' 3rd straight year picking at number 5. Come on, Pistons. Can we develop some of these guys? Max, Ron Holland wasn't even in your lottery. Why do you hate this young guy so much?
Because I know nothing about the G League. I don't pay attention to the G League. Maybe I'm sleeping on the G League. But also, last year, all those guys that got drafted last year, can you name one G League player that had a good rookie season? that was
Nope.
like, oh, well, this guy's going to be something. No, not one.
Nope. Nope. Jalen Green's probably the best guy from the G League right now.
Right. I mean, yeah, Jalen Green, what, he might have averaged 18 last year. He might have averaged 18, but what, 18, 2 and 2, something like that?
On 25 shots.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Another somewhat of a surprise pick at number 6 here was the Hornets, taking Tejan Salan out of France. This was the third French player taken. A lot of upside there to be running on the wing, maybe as a 4. We'll see about Salan. Blazers, they took at number 7, Donovan Clingan. Let's come back to him in a second.
Yeah.
Because at number 8, the Spurs were sitting there with their second top 8 pick. They decide that Minnesota comes a calling. They come up, they get Rob Dillingham from Kentucky.
Oh.
So Spurs trade, they get a first round pick in like 2031 or something when they're thinking Minnesota's going to be trash, when they're thinking Minnesota's going to be done, Spurs are going to get their first rounder. Max, Kentucky had 2 top 8 picks, both coming off the bench. What's up, John Calipari? 2 top 8 picks, Reed Sheppard and Rob Dillingham, both coming off the bench. What do you think about that for Calipari?
It's a shock. Okay, it's a shock because you have two. Yeah, like you just said, those guys coming off the bench in Kentucky, and guess what? You lost in the first round. Okay, you got to
Oakland.
Oakland. Let's go. Oakland. Awesome game. It was an awesome game. I'm not
crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah, and you know what? That's another reason why we have to say that Coach Calipari just not that good of a coach, not that great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that he's a great recruiter, like we've stated so many times. But the fact that you have those 2 guys coming off the bench, they should have been starting. Those other queefs that you had starting, they should have been coming off the bench. How about that? Get a spark plug first, and then have some guys come in that can stir the pot a little bit. But unbelievable, unbelievable. Good for Kentucky to have. That's what they always are. They just have NBA players. They come in, they get drafted, but they don't go to. They have won a championship, and then they went to a Final Four with Julius Randle, right? But
Big Cat.
Big Cat, yeah, Big Cat. Yeah, so they obviously have NBA players all the time, but anyway, we'll see what those guys end up doing. Rob Dillingham's 6 feet, 165 pounds, right?
Good guy. Next Kyrie Irving, according to you.
His ball handling's nasty. All right, he's got some nasty ball handling. Rob Dillingham.
Anthony Edwards there in Minnesota, that could be something there. Mike Conley, what is he, 37? So Rob Dillingham, future point guard of the T-Wolves, it looks like. At number 9. The Memphis Grizzlies. Oh my goodness. Look, your guy from your alma mater, the Purdue Boilermakers, Zach Edey. My goodness. We both love the fit, Max. We both love the fit next to Jaren Jackson Jr. We both had Memphis taking Clingan in our mock drafts. I had the Grizzlies trading up, which reportedly they tried to trade up to Houston, number 3. They tried to trade up with Detroit, number 5. They tried to trade up to Portland, number 7. Grizzlies couldn't get up there to get Clingan. They stay put, and they might have the better player. They might have the better player, Zach Edey. Max, I'm not going to sit here. We watched the national championship game last year. We saw Edey go up against Donovan Clingan. Edey 37-10. I'm not going to sit here and say Donovan Clingan did anything with Edey in that championship game because nobody did. Nobody did. I'm not going to sit here and say that Clingan's more athletic than Zach Edey because Zach Edey had faster times than lane agility, shuttle run, 3/4 court sprint. He had better vertical leap numbers than Donovan Clingan. Zach Edey could be a great fit with the Grizzlies. Tell me what you think about this fit in Memphis.
Ecstatic. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting him to go to Memphis. I think I had him to the Spurs. So Spurs had the Twin Towers again. That would be awesome. But
Twin Towers in Memphis?
Who's the other big guy in Memphis?
Jackson Jr. 6'11".
Who?
Former Defensive Player of the Year,
Jaren Jackson. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. A couple of big guys right there, but he plays more of a power forward. Okay, we know that. Dude, Zach, this is a perfect fit for Zach Edey. A great fit. He goes straight into that starting role. Zach Edey, Jaren Jackson Jr., John Morant, uh, Bain, Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain's good, and there's one other guy that I'm sleeping on. But this is a good lineup. This is a great lineup.
Yeah.
And did you see John Morant's post when Zach Edey got drafted? Oh, so funny, so funny. You gotta love it. You know John Morant's excited about this, having a big guy like that who's athletic, who can probably get his alley oops, who can use the screen because Zach Edey's so freaking big. It's just like if Zach Edey misses a screen, that means you didn't use his screen. All right. John Morant's gonna get open for so many shots. He's gonna have a field day.
John Morant, Zach Edey, pick and rolls.
Whew.
Gonna be one of the best pick and roll tandems in the league from day one, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's look back at Clingan real quick. Are you more or less optimistic about Donovan Clingan now that you know he's in Portland? Now, Portland traded for DeAndre Ayton. They got Robert Williams from Boston in the Drew Holiday deal. So they got a lot of centers. I don't know if DeAndre Ayton can play the four. I don't know if he's stretching it out enough. Maybe they try to play Ayton and Clingan together, but are you more or less optimistic about Donovan Clingan now that you know that he's in Portland?
Oh man, I don't know what to think about Portland. I know they're in this rebuilding process right now. Who knows if Ayton even stays there? He might be traded. Yeah, Robert Williams. I liked Robert Williams for a little bit, but he always gets hurt, so he'll be coming off the bench. I don't know. I don't have anything to talk about with Portland. I look at their team and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a log jam at center. I'm a little less optimistic about Clingan, but like you said, Portland could move Ayton. I definitely see that contract being moved.
Mm-hmm.
But Donovan Clingan, Zach Edey, these guys are going to be compared all career. But next time I see you, I'll enjoy those 3 brews on you because Clingan got drafted before you.
Oh yeah. But now the next bet's got to be who's going to have the better rookie season. We can make that bet come tip off next season.
I think I'm with you though. Lastly, on Zach Edey, he is the 8th player standing 7'4" or taller to be drafted in the first round. You got 2023 Wemby, 7'4". 2004 Pavel Podkolzin, 7'5". I think he played about 2 games. In 2002, you got Yao Ming, 7'6". That's the best name you're going to hear. 1996, you had Priest Lauderdale at 7'4". 1993, you had Sean Bradley at 7'6". We remember Sean Bradley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1988, my guy Rick Smits with my Pacers, 7'4". And 1983, Ralph Sampson, 7'4".
Ralph Sampson.
Edey is the 8th player standing 7'4" taller to be drafted in the first round. Yao Ming's the best guy there. Do you think Edey can match up to Yao and Sean Bradley and Rick Smits, Ralph Sampson? You think he can match up these guys?
Actually, yes, because Zach Edey can shoot at 7'4". He's not just a big body; he can shoot, and when he gets fouled, he knocks down his free throws. This guy, he shoots a very high percentage down low. Okay, dude, this guy's 300 pounds with athleticism. Okay, it's going to be hard to push him around. He's not going to be pushed. He will not be pushed around. All right, so look out. Real quick, I now that we brought up Yao Ming, when did he get drafted? What overall pick?
2002, number 1.
Yeah, okay. Just wanted to verify that.
Average, I believe, like 35, 19 boards, and 5 blocks with the Shanghai Sharks right before he came over. So number 1 pick there.
Definitely.
Continuing in this lottery for the 2024 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz were sitting there at number 10. They took out here, Boulder, Colorado, Cody Williams, baby. He is the first Colorado freshman ever drafted in school history. I thought that was crazy. The Bulls at number 11 took Matas Buzelis. He has Lithuanian parents, but he grew up in Chicago. So you saw the emotion from the family there. Everybody was crying, and great hometown pick. Great hometown pick. I think 19 years old. The Thunder at number 12 took Nikolai Topic from Serbia. He partially tore his ACL. He was a consensus top 5 pick and a lot of mocks before that. This is probably going to be a redshirt season. Great pick for the Thunder.
That's an awesome pick by the Thunder because the Thunder are already really good. So they don't necessarily need him to try to make the playoffs next year. This is a great pick. Good for them.
We'll talk about the Thunder a little bit later too. The Kings took a guy that we both like a lot at 13, Devin Carter, and the Blazers. The Blazers were sitting there. They traded to the Wizards. The Wizards came calling for the 14th pick. They took Bub Carrington, a point guard out of Pittsburgh. Let's talk about a guy that we both had high. You had a number 4. I had a number 6. Dalton Connect
Mm,
from Tennessee, the runner-up from the Player of the Year in college basketball last season. He slips to number 17. The Los Angeles Lakers were sitting there. I think it's a great fit, Max.
yeah.
23 years old. You can plug him in right now. I think he's a great fit. ESPN's Bobby Marks started texting GMs when Connect started falling in the draft. Every answer he got, there were no medical concerns because a lot of times when a guy slips like this, something was discovered about him. Something medical was discovered about him. But there were no medical concerns about Dalton Connect. It was strictly about his age, 23 years old. He was too old. Dalton Connect is the first Tennessee player drafted in top 20 since 2011. Tobias Harris went 19th. What do you think about Dalton Connect's fit in Hollywood and this fall in the draft?
Wow. I cannot believe he got drafted 17th. Okay. A guy with his experience, with his length, his athleticism. 23 years old. Oh, he's too old. He's too old. Stop it. Oh my gosh. That's just so annoying. I think it's a steal pick for the Lakers. It's a steal pick. You kidding me? Like he dropped that far. They're like, are you serious? We got this guy? Really? Okay. All right. Let's do it. He might be in the starting lineup. He might be right into that starting lineup at, because LeBron plays the point guard. So you can put him at the small forward and slide over, who's the shooting guard? Russell, D'Angelo Russell.
Angelo Russell's there. Antonio Reeves, not Antonio, Austin Reeves.
Austin, yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Either way, he'll fit very nicely. The only bummer I would say is that you're a role player. You're not gonna be the big time player making. Well, sure, yeah. It's only 2 years, right? Only 2 more years until LeBron's gone. Unless Bronny, right? We'll talk about him in a second.